Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubbs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh, God.
Chubbs Gone Wild.
All my stars and garters. Well, hello and welcome to another Chubbs Gone Wild. It's episode 556, recorded on August 19th, 2024. Hi, Tom. Hi.
Hello.
Another year older and another decade younger looking. Yes, you are. All right, anyway, it's 19. It's 91 degrees and sunny outside the Chubbs Gone Wild remote studios, where it's 14 days till Labor Day. Oh my gosh, really? Dang, that's quick. 73 days till Halloween and 128 days until Christmas. And, well, have you ordered your Halloween cards yet?
No.
Oh, I did. Anyway, it's, oh my gosh, Labor Day. Are you going to Rainbow Festival?
No.
Yeah. No, same here. And they've changed it now. So it's basically like, it starts a little bit later and it's just like a big street concert type thing now, and it goes till like late at night. It wasn't that interesting to begin with, but now no.
How much is it?
Well, with greedflation and the bar tickets and their greedflation, I imagine it's probably about, I don't know, $30, $50, something like that. No, I would imagine it's probably more like 25. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like $30 anymore. I'm not surprised at any of this shit. Our dear darling friend of the show, our amazing mascot, almost Mr. Nephi, he went to see concert with Journey and Def Leppard. I mean, he didn't go with them, he went to see them. And they also had the no, that's not right, the Steve Miller Band, I believe, opened. What a concert that's just powerhouse. Anyway, on top of the tickets, which were hella costly, t-shirts were $50. You could get like chicken strips and a beer for $40. And what was the other thing? Oh, and parking was $50. So anybody that didn't like park on the street or know how to game the system or bring their own water snuck in their jacket, not saying anything. No, that's crazy. Those prices are nuts. And there's no fucking need for them. I mean, that high. I can see $20, which is still stretching it, but no. Anyway, moving on. Hey, let's talk about Patreon, which offers folks a chance to support creators and receive like us, and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and a lot of other stuff. And we want to thank our current patrons: Clint Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage is from the universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brother Sinitas, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose B. And if you'd like to learn how you can become a supporter for as little as $1 a month, just go over to patreon.com/Matt Burlingame. And don't forget, when you do join, you get access to like all the years of stuff that have been posted before you join too. So yeah, it's a lot of good stuff there. Okay. Well, today's affirmation, let us do a little mental housekeeping. Literally. I do a mental house cleaning today, making room for new positive thoughts. I like that. That's a good one. We'll keep that one. And then, as we're keeping that one, we're going to take a deep dive into history and find out what the frick happened today. Well, apparently, the first race is held on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on August 19th, 1909. The first race is held at now the home of the world's most famous motor racing competition, the Indianapolis 500. So, yeah. Anyway, so that happened. You ever been or wanted to go?
No.
Yeah, not my thing either.
Have you ever been to a car thing like that?
Not a race like that. I've been to like those motor monster truck things and such, but no, horse races were always the things that I got drugged to when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, these things they're so loud, and the smell of gasoline and burning oil in the air is a constant. And you get in the car and it's in your nose, it's in your clothes, it's horrible. Yeah, I did not enjoy myself.
I bet. Yeah, that doesn't sound of any real interest to me. All right. Let's see.
Holidays.
Adolf Hitler cements his position of supreme power in 1934. By the way, European history. There you go. And well, let's just not repeat any of that shit, right? All right, let's see if we celebrate any holidays today. Starting with it is a Black Cow Root Beer Float Day. I didn't know that was a thing. Cupcake Day. Oh, that's in Australia though, so we can't have any of those. It's International Bow Day. Have you bowed today?
No, but that sounds yummy.
Oh, bow? Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, I think this is like bow, like bending over, or it could be bow day, but I don't have
Well,
any of those
the
either.
day is young, so the bending over might come into play, but
Oh, dirty. Okay, it's also National Orangutan Day. No. Talk like Jar Jar Binks Day. We don't freaking need that. Aviation, hot and spicy food, potato. No potatoes. Okay.
wait,
Sandcastle.
wait. Jar Jar Binks, was he the Star Wars one?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay, okay.
Misa. That one, which came
Oh,
out, everyone
and
went, "Oh my God, how racist!"
so you just did the voice.
Yeah,
Great.
he
Yeah.
that I tell you that is like the one Star Wars character that I'm just every time he walks on screen, I'm like, "Oh, good God, why did they do this?" Oh, that's right, they're trying to appeal to the kids because it'd be
I thought he was
kid.
funny.
Well, and you know what? There's a lot of people like him, and then there's a lot of people like me who think that bye bye, and he'd be fine. All right. National Sand Castle and Sculpture Day. Soft Ice Cream Day. Nope. Stay home with your kids. Yeah. Tubav, which is a Hebrew calendar, which it's probably B'Av or something, or I don't know. World Humanitarian Day. I am a humanitarian, and so there I have practiced that. And also World Photo Day. Well, I've taken a photo today. Done. So there we go. Okay. Well, let's see if there's any amazing birthdays coming up here or celebrating as soon as this goes back to the right screen. We'll wait. Okay. Well, happy birthday to Amir, to our amazing friend Juan, who was in many of our shows and is also quite an amazing, accomplished artist, along with his husband. To Mike, And we want to send some upcoming birthday love to Carl, Sharon, David, Sam, our one of our community leaders, Mr. Sam. We have David. Oh, David. He's actually one of our Patreons. Happy birthday, Mr. Phoenix Dave. We also have Steve, Tamara. I believe she says Tamara. What? Why, it's Mr. Moose. His birthday is coming up in tomorrow. Oh, my stars. That sure snuck up on us. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Moose. And also happy birthday to Vicky, Ryan, Scott, Hannah, Princess Hannah, if you're nasty. We also have Jake and Valerie, Mark, Mr. Mark, formerly of the It's All About Me podcast. We have Jeff, Young, Phil, Richard, Jeffrey, Nikki, and Lance. Happy birthday, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful exiting of the birth canal. I didn't copy that from anyone, no.
How old's Moose? Does it say?
How old is Mr. Moose? I believe it says he is 39.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, sure looks it. All right. Actually, I could actually do this and we can see if we really want to know. He is smart enough probably not to put it on here. Yeah, nope, yeah. I'm not seeing it. So that's fine. 39. That is the correct answer.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah. All right. What we got next year? We got a little bit in our feedback. Steven says, happy birthday, Tom. Also, Matt, sorry to hear about your and Lori Dean's fur baby. May his memory be a blessing. That's pretty sweet. Thank you. We have some chub hugs, starting with a chub hug to Mr. Nephi, who had his Barry Manilow concert canceled. Why? Because poor Barry got COVID. And since he is Tom's numero uno, we want to make sure that we send Barry some huge chub hugs as well and get well soon, because he is a true icon for the community. And then also we found out just this morning that Paul Armstrong, who many of you would know as the voice of Archerr Radio for many, many years, one of the original gay podcasters, and he passed away just within the last day or so, I believe. And it has come to it's come as quite a shock to many of us. And there's a wonderful outpouring of love on Facebook, on the Pride 48 Facebook page, etc. So anyone who was a family, friends, and of course listeners and podcasters, he was one of the original gay podcasters, and we send Warren a lot of love and anyone that is feeling that loss. Right. And I know, John, you probably have a chub hug or two.
Well, you mean other than the ones that you've already stolen?
Stolen? Oh, I probably did steal Barry. Sorry.
I mean, poor Nephi. Has he seen Barry before?
No, he has not. No, I'm pretty sure he hasn't. This is like a bucket list for him. He's really chomping at it. Now, it was rescheduled. The concert was rescheduled to the 28th. So
good,
hopefully,
good.
If Barry goes well, he'll be able to still catch him. So, yeah. At Barry's age, we want to make sure that he's shrink wrapped and taken care of. So.
Well, no, my other one, it goes out to somebody that will be taking his pup in to see the vet tomorrow and maybe not bringing him home.
Yeah. That is one of the hardest things to do. Yeah. So definitely huge Chub hugs out to him. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's jump into news. So Netflix has canceled buying Beverly Hills season. What? Oh, canceled buying Beverly Hills after 2 seasons. The real estate reality show won't be returning for a 3rd season. Gee, I can't imagine why. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Yeah, I think I watched 1 episode and said no. All right. Prime Video's decision not to renew My Lady Jane for another season has some fans devastated. My Lady Jane didn't find a wide audience on Nielsen's top 10 weekly streaming rankings for originals despite receiving critical acclaim. One fan took to social media and started a campaign asking for another network to renew the show. My Lady Jane was barely promoted to begin with. Amazon needs to be serious. Did you? I don't remember you saying anything about watching it.
No, I don't like it. Didn't appeal to me at all.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly, until I read this, didn't even register it. Okay, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's daughter Shiloh has requested to drop her father's last name, and it's been officially granted by the courts. There is no formal court proceeding, actually, no hearing, and the 18-year-old's petition was granted according to court documents obtained by US Weekly. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nephi. Us Weekly. Shiloh filed the paperwork to legally change her name on her 18th birthday. Now I don't have to get that note.
Well, I'm just like shocked that this is what you consider news. Okay.
Let me tell you, girl, in celebrity news, I don't know, half the fucking people and the other half are so badly written, I don't want to even tell you about it. But celebrity deaths. Let's get into some more sadness. Peter Marshall, longtime game show talk host, known for the Hollywood Squares, died at age 98. I actually didn't even know he was still alive. He was a really good host. Wally Amos, the creator of Famous Amos Cookies, passed away at age 88 due to complications from dementia. Amos, who started baking cookies as a hobby, grew the brand into a baked goods empire. Despite losing the rights to his name and image, Amos continued to bake and sell cookies under different names until his death. And let me tell you, those are some good. I remember when they first started putting those out locally here. I loved them. I used to.
Well, I just can't. I hate the fact that he lost the rights to his own image.
Yeah, that's insane. Rock legend Greg Kihn, the guy behind Jeopardy and the breakup song, has died after a fight with Alzheimer's. He was 75. Jenna Rollins. Wow. Now, this is a big one. The award-winning actress known for her acclaimed roles in A Woman Under the Influence, Gloria, and The Notebook has died at age 94. There was a lot of love pouring out for her in all the social media places.
Yeah.
Jack Russell, lead singer and founding member of the hard rock band Great White, passed away at age 63. Adam Epstein, Tony Award-winning Hairspray producer, dies at 49. Wow, so young. Peggy Moffat, the American model who has died at age 84, was known for her 5-point haircut and monokini swimsuit.
Yeah, the monokini was topless.
Oh.
Yeah, she was the first one to do that for publications.
Huh.
And also her haircut was 5 points because it was the same length all the way around, but it was short,
Mhm.
And she, I think it was, oh God, which guy was it? It was Sassoon, I think, was the one that did the haircut. And and she was so famous for the haircut that they said, you can come and get your haircut in that style anytime you want. So she actually, they said that she had gone there the week before she died to get her haircut. So she
Wow.
had still, after, and that, this is what, 50 years, 60 years
Mhm.
later, she was still getting her haircut for free, as long as it was the same haircut. So
Mhm.
she wore it a long time.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Phil Donahue, the longtime host of the Phil Donahue Show, died at age 88. I didn't realize he was that young. I thought he was older than that. And man, I'll tell you, he taught me because my grandmother would watch that show when I was a kid, and I would end up watching most of it. I learned so much and so many different people, and was exposed to like Dr. Ruth and Boy George
And gay people and people with
yeah,
AIDS
and
and
the first intersex person. No, wait, hold on. My terminology is leaving me at the moment. The first person who basically didn't have a sexuality, asexual. The first asexual person that I ever even knew, hadn't even thought that was a thing. Saw interviewed on his.
well, he educated people in the 70s and 80s and probably 90s. He taught people things that they might not have wanted to know about, but he was exposing this country to this country.
Yeah.
And I mean, he had civil rights stuff on there, gay rights
Mhm.
stuff. He had religious I mean, everybody. I remember Betty Davis was on there, and he said, now Miss Davis is allowed to smoke during the show, and she goes, because if I didn't get to smoke, I wouldn't be here. And he goes, and there's Betty Davis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was really something. So yeah. Um, okay, and then Luther Kent, who began singing the blues as a teenager and moved more recently, hosted a popular radio show in Baton Rouge High School's WBRH radio station, died at his home Friday of congestive heart failure. He was 76.
That's a lot this week.
Yeah, and a lot of big ones. All right. Well, it's time for Tom to tell you about.
Well, let's see. The Bachelorette, this week they were in Seattle, and we're 1 week away from the hometowns. Yeah, they went
Wow.
from Australia to New Zealand to Seattle. And so Sam, who was her first the first person she gave a rose to, the what do you call that? The very first rose, the first night, first
First
impression rose.
impression.
First impression rose. He was they went to this radio station, the group of guys did, and so they were asking questions, and it's like, okay, give three things that you like about Jen, and he gave these weird answers. So they sent the other guys away and just were talking to Jen and Sam, and she was like, what is wrong with him? What's he doing? It's like he doesn't even know who I am. It's so. And then she was questioning him after this because it was all very awkward. And he goes, "Well, I love you." And she goes, "Okay. And what do you love about me?" And he couldn't come up with anything.
Oh.
He just sat there like an idiot. And he said one thing, and she goes, "Stop repeating things that other people have said." And and then finally she goes, "You know what? You need to go home." And
Oh. Wow.
sent him home. So it was the thing was that even in the car, it's like it looked more like he had lost a contest and not that he lost the girl of his dreams.
Well,
It
then
was
that was the right call, huh?
so weird. So yeah, she also sent home Grant, who was one of the favorites, and she sent him on Monday night during the episode. Well, Tuesday announced that he's the new Bachelor.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So let's see. On Evil this week, we got one episode left after this. So they're starting to tear down the church, and so the demons are starting to come in and try to take over the space of the church because that's makes them feel better, I guess. Um, and they're all just trying to pull themselves together, um, and there was some scariness. There was some scariness. They had to pull this one demon out of the basement of the church and find out what was going on. What get information from him on what was happening. So it's everything's building up. Next week's episode is, I hope, going to be fantastic. Let's see. This week on Claim to Fame, the person that got sent home was Mark Anthony's nephew. Mark Anthony, who the Latin pop singer and
Oh, that's
ex-husband
right.
of J Lo.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, oh my God, Big Brother. It has just been. It's weird because when certain people that you don't like on a show seem to be getting all the power,
Hmm.
and it's like Angela's a nut job, and Tucker is kind of nutty himself, and now they're kind of hooked up together because she saved him once, he saved her once, and the rest of the house hates them. So they've become very dangerous. And this last week, they got out one of the favorites, uh, Cedric. For some reason, they got rid of him. So I'm not. I know that they're focusing on getting at people who are on one side or the other kind of thing that's going on,
Mm.
and it's I don't know who. I haven't watched last night's episode yet, so I'm not sure who became head of household, but I got a feeling it's Tucker. So that's not good. But it makes it for good TV. Let's just say that.
Mm.
We finished Night Agent last night, which
Oh, yeah.
was the Netflix series. Excellent series. Now, if you remember a few years ago, I told everyone they needed to watch that midnight show. What was it called? Remember the vampires on the island and the church. They were trying to keep them out of the church, but they ended up actually coming into the church, and
Kind
they
of.
took it up. Anyway, it's one of those hidden gems like that was.
Yeah.
This one, every episode was exciting. It was fun. It moved well. The
Mm.
acting was good. They had a lot of twists that oh no, is that what was really happening? Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Now, was
it
this
was.
season two that you watched?
No, this is just the first season.
Okay. Because I do remember seeing that a while back.
Okay, but so if you haven't seen it, everybody, Netflix, watch it. Umbrella
Well,
Academy, finished that. I was happy with
uh,
the ending.
okay. I mean, I
Um,
was fine with it. I didn't. I mean, I binged it in a night. I liked it for the most part. It wasn't, I guess, as overly stimulating as the other seasons, but I didn't dislike it. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was all really good, and I like the way they, um, I like the way they finished because yes, of course, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That if you think about it, because you and I know, but I don't want to ruin it for other people. But
Right.
if you think about it, it's exactly correct. That's exactly what needed to happen to end the series.
Yeah.
So, okay. Blue ribbon baking contest over on Netflix. It's still enjoyable. Um, and Jason Biggs is still entertaining. So, and now I'm looking at him and I'm going, he looks thin I mean, not thin, but he doesn't look heavy, but it's more like he looks solid, like a dad bod kind of solid, you know.
Yeah, and I did watch episode 1 of that. And I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. RuPaul's Drag Race Global All Stars started this week on Paramount.
Ooh.
So the first 2 episodes are there, and they split the girls up and said we're doing a talent show, and so they do their talents so we can get to know the girls, since some of these we've never seen before. And then there's some good ones. There's some good girls from other countries. Um, let's see. I watched Arnie Tex, and he was talking about a Michelin star taco place, taqueria in Mexico City, and so I made sure and let him know that there's also a Michelin star taqueria in Sacramento and one in San Diego. So it's not anything unfamiliar.
Hmm.
I started a new show called Soul Food Cook Off. It's just your standard show, but they're cooking. They have to cook soul food, so they're setting them up with different things, different required ingredients. It's an okay show. It just feels clunky though. Yeah, it feels clunky. Saw 2 movies this week. One was Jackpot with Aquafina and John Cena on Amazon Prime. And it
All
was,
right.
and the storyline is that the lottery, if you buy a lottery ticket, it comes with a little thumbprint. You put your thumbprint on there, and when you do that, you're activated as part of the lottery. But the lottery is that you win. If you win. It's I think it was $3.2 billion is the lottery. But if you win, then because it's I think it's at 11 o'clock. At 11 a.m. they announce it, and if you're still alive by dusk, then you get the money. But everybody that's part of the lottery, if you were one of the people that were entered, you kill her, and then you get the $3.2 million.
Oh, brother. Okay. I was
So
wondering what the heck the movie was about. That
yeah, so
um,
yeah, it was. It's fun but ridiculous. But Aquafina keeps it funny, and John Cena was good too. So, then the last movie I saw was the new Mad Max movie over on Max,
oh yeah.
and boy, that was 2.5 hours of just back and forth and back and forth, and oh yay,
Yeah.
okay, oh
Yep.
my God, it was just it seemed. I mean, yeah, there was just too much. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
pull it back, do less. It was just there's too much exposition, and I didn't care.
And by the time you finally got to interesting characters, you're kind of checked out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, but the acrobatics of the fight sequences,
Hmm.
those were really the driving sequences, all really good. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was ready for it to finish.
Mhm.
So and that is pretty much it for me.
Okay. Cool. Well, I will start watching RuPaul's Global Drag Race. That sounds great. I didn't. I don't have Disney at the moment, so I didn't finish Star Wars Acolyte, nor do I really care to, honestly. And then I didn't watch Boyfriends either. I did watch The Umbrella Academy as we talked about, and then I have been kind of. It's been a crazy week with all the stuff going on, and losing Jax and everything. So the Doctor. I've been watching Doctor Who, season 18, 16 through 18, and pretty much just focusing on that because it's kind of a very light watch. I do wish Amazon Prime would implement a speed up in their player, like Netflix has, where you can, because especially with the shows like Doctor Who from the 70s, where they just have they drawn out dialogue and scenes that are just like, they're just taking up time because they don't have a bunch of plot. So I don't need to see, 3 minutes of somebody running through a field. I just, cut it in half. It's all good. Anyway, but it's kind of fun watching the old Doctor Who's and seeing how corny they were, but in a fun way. I started watching The Gentleman on Netflix. Have you seen this?
Yep.
Um, I got through episode 3 and just felt like, I don't care. And the character that they're trying to save from all the stupid shit, and he just does more. Whatever. I don't know. I'll probably finish it at some point, but I'm not driven to jump back over and do it right now.
Well, it was just picked up for a second season.
That I think that's probably I heard that, so I wanted to check out the first season, see what's up. I do like the cast though.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to be like, I mean, every episode, kill your brother, kill your fucking brother. Well, and you know what I love is that the brother has no idea who his father is.
Yeah, I don't even at that point. I don't know either.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I do.
Watching. Yeah,
Oh,
his
okay.
father. The reason why Theo James gets the property and everything is because the groundskeeper is his father.
That makes sense.
Is the other guys the only child from the father is Theo James. The other two are the groundskeeper's kids.
That makes a lot more sense. And yeah, okay. That's good to know. Because let me tell you, so far I was just like exactly what you said. I'm just like, let the brother go. He's a fucking idiot. What the fuck? And
well, the first episode, it's like, oh my god. But I'll tell you something. I will if I ever act again and I need to do something dramatic, I'm going to do the brothers rampage that he had during the reading of the will.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, it was just high drama, but very funny at the same time. And he's just like freaking out, and it was like such a great. Yeah, I just thought that'll be a great monologue.
Yeah, yeah. And then I've been watching more Red Dwarf. I made it through a couple more seasons, and it's just a really good show. It's not something that I just like to dig out every couple of years and watch it through. And every single season, which thankfully is only about 6 to 8 episodes, is just so different than the one before it. It's really good. And then, of course, the only other thing that is of any real interest from this last week is so we have a new addition to the our little co-family, our family here on the estate, and his name is Mr. Peabody, and he is came to us yesterday and is integrating himself into our collective, and I will probably be talking more about that in the future. It's just kind of hard right now because dealing with a little new entity and still dealing with the grief of our loss from Mr.
What is that
Jack.
tapping?
What?
You're tapping. What are you tapping? What's going on?
I'm not actually. Oh, maybe is this
that?
Okay, so that's just the desk moving when I bumped it. Anyway, so it's just a lot right now. But anyway, he's absolutely adorable, and we're looking forward to watching him grow and yeah.
Go to school, have children, get married, fall in love, all the things.
Well, more like grow, get neutered, be a big silly boy, and hopefully have a good, long, happy life.
Oh, so there'll be two in the backyard.
All right. Let's see. Well, let's jump into the Am I the Asshole segment of our
Oh, no, I already
show.
know you are.
Uh-huh. And let's see, starting with my ex-husband, 40, who is 40, and I, 35, have two children, 12 and 11, both boys. We divorced about 10 years ago because he regressed as a husband and father during my second pregnancy. He acted more like a single guy spending time with his friends instead of us. His friends even expected me to come pick him up from their houses. He initially fought for 50% custody, but got every other weekend and some holidays. Eventually, he became more involved and got 50% custody. Around that time, he got another woman pregnant and gained full custody of that child. He later remarried, and now they have two more children together. His wife also supports two additional kids who don't live with them. As his marriage worsened, he started treating me like a co parent for all his kids, bringing them to custody exchanges, asking me to babysit, and even requesting my boys' old clothes for them. When I bought school supplies for our children, he complained it wasn't enough for all five kids. I told him I'm only responsible for our two children, not his other three. He argued and said that all five kids live together 50% of the time. I should help raise them. I'm firmly told him his children are not my responsibility. Am I the asshole?
No, you're not.
Okay. Are you sure?
What, you think she should be paying for his fucking kids? His other kids?
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, of course not.
Moving on. Hey, Chubbs. What's your favorite wait. Oh, we're not done? Oh.
No, no, of course I don't. That's ridiculous. And sadly I've known too many people like that. So
Well, they also, it's this should tell people don't have children.
yeah.
Because when you don't have children and you break up with assholes, then you're done forever. Well, not really, but you're done enough forever. You're not tied to them legally anymore.
Well, she's only got a few more years before they're 18, and then
Yeah,
she
but
can tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, but that still means that when until they have kids and they're having Christmas at their house and he shows up, so she's going to be
Yeah.
dogged by this guy forever. Yeah, don't have children.
Or have them introvertally phenolysis.
Well, no,
it's legal, and then you don't have to deal with the fog.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, as long as you're going to do it that way, but you never know what you're going to get. Believe me, I've heard some horror stories.
Oh yeah, I've seen. It's not good.
Well, I know of a person who did that, and then found out there's a support group here in town for mothers without men who have gotten this kind of fertilization done. And he had multiple children in this city, and they were all troubled. All of them had something wrong with them. So that's what I'm saying. You just never know what you're going to get when you buy semen.
I'm gonna leave it there, but yeah. All right, hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know, what's your favorite chart-topping song from a movie?
Now, see, there recently was something on Facebook is what's your favorite song from a movie that has the same title as the movie. And that was Bless the Beast and the Children. But this one, chart-topping song from a movie. I'm trying to think of like big movie songs that I like. Probably the first one that really comes to mind because it was like one of my first was "There's Got to Be a Morning After"
Oh, nice.
because that did hit number one
Mhm.
and won the Oscar. But I'm sure I mean, you could say something from Saturday Night Fever, I suppose.
Mhm.
Uh, Up Where We Belong from the Officer and Gentleman,
Okay.
Time of Your Life from Dirty Dancing.
Mhm.
There's a lot of good songs out there.
My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Yeah, just don't use that at the Republican convention
Oh yeah, that was
or at a no Republican event, Donald Trump event.
yeah.
Oh, she was pissed. But what was funny was that all the news people are going, strange that they would use a song about a sinking ship
Uh-huh.
while their campaign is going in the toilet.
It's
So
like even the universe is just giving them crap, which is fine.
yeah.
Um, then there's like Flashdance and Moon River, Men in Black, Arthur's theme.
Okay, now you're just reading off some other
Yeah, I
thing.
had to because I literally was just like, oh my God, I don't even know where to begin with that because there's so many that I
Oh,
like.
Endless Love. That was a good one.
Que Sera Sera, Ghostbusters, Footloose, Eye of the Tiger.
That
Was
one.
that a chart topper?
Um,
I don't
I
know.
don't know if it's hard to tell because back in that day and age, the album of the year went to Bob Newhart. So
Oh,
what was actually on the radio? I don't know at that point. So it could have been, but yeah, they just hmm.
I'm gonna say just for saying it, probably Flashdance. What
Okay.
because I mean there are just so many that I could say, oh yeah, that one, oh yeah, that one, and then find a better one a minute later. So
Like Fame. Remember Fame?
oh yeah, that one is
That
another
was
one.
yeah, that was a big one too.
Let's see. Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know where is your personal sweet spot to sit in a movie theater, and is it the same spot in a stage theater?
I would say they're about the same. It's going to be on the aisle, like in the theaters we have now. You know how you have the front section and the back section.
Yeah.
I sit on the first row of the front of the back section. Usually the handicap parking's right underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not very friendly, but it's cute. But that's where they have areas for wheelchairs right in front of that. So, and also in certain theaters, it's right next to those seats that shake.
Oh yeah.
So if you're sitting close to that, you're getting the same effect, but without all the effect. Because I actually have seen it where those things go forward and back like this, and I don't want that.
No.
I don't mind feeling the rumbling, as the buffalo or coming towards us, but I don't want to be flung around. That's why I don't go. Why I don't go to amusement parks anymore is because after I go on a roller coaster or Indiana Jones ride, where it's like shaking you around, I get out of there and I'm hurting.
Yeah.
It's like they just shake my bones up.
Hmm. Yeah, for me, it is all the way back on the aisle seat, all the way back up top. That's just
Wow.
yeah. That's we always get the seats on the back, usually on the oh gosh, if you're facing the screen, it would be the right side, all the way up, and then I have the aisle seat, and then the boys sit inside, and it works for us. We're totally fine. Now, when I'm with Heather, Heather prefers to be toward the center, kind of like where you were talking about, but more toward the center.
Yeah, I figured move in. I don't need to. I want the aisle
Yeah.
seat because I don't mind. I don't want to fuck with somebody that's going to take my armrest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's
if I'm sharing
true.
it with Sean, that's one thing, but
Yeah.
and now what about theater?
For theater, I for as long as I know that I'm not going to end up in some show that's being interactive type shit, because I hate that. If it's a comedy show or something, I don't want to be talked to. Just I'm here to be entertained, not to entertain. Otherwise, I like to be in the first row in the center or first row on the aisle seat.
Oh, see, um, I don't. I and maybe if it's a play and it's a small theater, I wouldn't mind that so much.
Well, that's what I
But
was thinking.
if it's like if I'm going to the the whatever it's called now, the community center one, I'm gonna sit on the floor, and I want to get I find that F to like J are my sweet spot, and I can be in the middle, but I prefer the aisle. If you're on the aisle, you're getting up. If you're in the
Right.
middle, you never have to get up. If you're right in the middle, you go no, you go the other way, bitch. Um,
Yes.
because if it's closer on either side, you crossing in front of me means you're taking a longer route, and I'm saving you time. Go the other way.
Well, and that's oh man, with the time that we went to the local downtown arena and I had to get up to let some people in. I was thankfully on the aisle, but oh my gosh, it was such a calamity to try to get up, make sure I don't fall and roll down the damn aisle.
It's
I
very
was just
steep.
like, you guys can go around, go over, climb over me. I don't care. Just I'm not getting up.
Yeah. But yeah, when I was in New York, I didn't like the mezzanine because I was looking at heads. I'm not seeing faces. So if I'm watching a show, I want to be on ground level, about midway. Yeah.
Okay. And then, hey, Chubbs, Timothy wants to know if you had kids and money, would you send them to a private school or a public school?
Oh, I send them to boarding school, and that would be very young.
Hmm.
I'm talking how soon can they take them?
That's a good idea.
And do they have to come back on the holidays?
Hmm. Honestly, I don't know. I have had friends who have put their kids in both private and public schools in the same district and had problems with both. So I don't know. I think it's a crapshoot. I prefer public schools because I think private schools are I don't want to encourage them, but at the same time,
Oh, and
no,
speaking of that,
I don't know.
Tim Walls made a very um, kind of important. He said he was talking about because the Republicans have been trying to do this for years, where they just they have public schools, like remember the voucher system.
Yeah,
Everybody gets
exactly.
$2,000, and you can give it to whichever school you want your kid to go to. That's fine. And it's like, no, because your kids can go to private school, but the money that the schools get should go to the public schools, not the
Mhm.
private schools.
Right.
And and so basically what he said is that the reason why private school the whole thing doesn't work is he said when he was going to school, he was in a school with 25 other kids, half of them were his relatives, and if they closed the public school, there wouldn't be any school in rural areas. If they don't have public school, there is no school.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So that's what's wrong with that system is,
Mhm.
and I never thought about it because I always think I don't think rural. I really don't think rural enough because I'm not.
Right.
But if you are rural, I mean, think about it. If they didn't have a public high school in, let's say, Placerville, where would be the closest school that those kids could go to?
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if Placerville could support a private school.
Yeah,
It's just
I don't know because
it's just but
go
I
ahead.
think I just think it's something that it made me think, so I was sharing it.
Yeah.
That's all.
When I was in, I was caught when I was up in Auburn when I was a kid. I was caught between two school districts. I was like literally in the middle, and I had gone to one for all the time that I was there, and then suddenly I'm in high school, and they want me to go to the other one, and thank goodness I fell between the cracks, and I didn't go to either of them. But anyway, it was ridiculous. Anyway, I believe in the public school system. I believe we
I do
need to
too.
do so much better with it, but it's still a good system. And I just don't like the connotations and the crap that come with private school. But I do realize in some areas private schools can be. So, like I said, I don't know. All right, lunchbox. What's in your lunchbox? Mr. Moose wrote in and said, here's what's in my box. Been driving the last 3.5 hours. Grumpy husband in the car, grumpy rabbit in the back seat, and haven't eaten. Stopped at a diner right beside the hotel, got grilled chicken sandwich with barbecue sauce, grilled peppers, slaw, side of fries. Can't tell if it's good or I'm just hungry. I don't know, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
This is called Peking chicken, dark meat,
Yep.
breaded with mushrooms, water chestnuts, peas, and very umami sauce. No sweetness to it. Very mushroomy. Was good.
Huh. Wasn't sweet. That's weird because Peking pork is always sweet. But I'd try it.
Yeah.
I've been watching things to eat, places to eat while you're in Maui. You know, I've been gearing up for my Maui trip, and they've got this chicken that I never tried before, and now I've got to go out looking for it because it looks really crispy. It looks a lot like the crispiness of this Peking chicken, but it's got something. I don't know how it's seasoned. I don't know. It's like the local Hawaiian chicken, fried chicken. It's Hawaiian fried chicken. That's what I want.
Okay.
You know me. If there's fried chicken, I was at Costco and I was so full, and I mean uncomfortably full. And I'm walking through, and there was somebody selling, the free samples, and I saw an end piece of a chicken strip, a really crunchy looking chicken strip. So I went, "Oh, thank you," and Sean's like, I thought you were full. And I'm like, I'm so full, but this was so good. It's so crunchy. And oh my God.
I get it.
Yeah. It's fried chicken and me are close friends.
Compatible. Yeah. Had Hunan chicken at a Malaysian restaurant. Tastes different than the same dish at the Chinese restaurant. This has a lighter but hotter sauce. Really good.
I like when they don't strip the chicken. It's cut so really thinly, and then it cooks kind of flash fries really quickly, but it looks good.
Had Hunan chicken. Oh, we just did that one.
Yeah.
Homemade chicken with garlic sauce. Yum. And finally, homemade lo mein. Not bad.
Wow. I can't believe he cut those carrots that way.
Yeah.
I would have. I mean, I know it's probably only like one carrot, but still, I would probably kill after having to slice that thin. Thank God I have sharp knives that would help. But Jesus, that looks good. All of it looks good.
It does. I had lunch with one of our former actors on Tuesday, and we went up to the Hawaiian barbecue place up here, and it wasn't bad, but it was very basic. Very food basic.
You got the katsu, right?
I got the chicken and beef, and I guess there was rice, and then there was some sort of mush on the side, some macaroni mush.
Okay, well, traditionally, most of the stuff is if you get on any of the food trucks, you're always going to end up with two scoops of rice, a thing of macaroni salad, and then whatever your thing is. Next time, try the chicken katsu. It's basically just pounded out chicken. It's fried and coated and fried, and then they cut it into little strips as well. And then you get this lovely sweet dip sauce, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Okay.
You'll like that one.
Okay.
And don't talk bad about that macaroni salad. It's good. I've been there.
I'm sure it would have been fine if it just wasn't this tiny little scoop of mush covered with 2 scoops of rice.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, hi guy. This is from Mark and Scott. Hi guys, ready? Ready? We ate. Sorry, we went out to breakfast in Vacaville at a hometown classic, family-owned for 40 years restaurant called Ren's Cafe. Mark had eggs, bacon, hash browns, and toast. I had 2 biscuits and gravy.
Yes, he did.
Eat. I gave Mark half of one of my biscuits, and we both enjoyed it. Great breakfast. It looks it and sounds it.
Yeah.
And then
I just love the fact that the toast, you don't get toast anymore.
Yeah, you're right. Except at Dairy Queen, which makes no sense to me.
But see, the toast was what you got the extra egg and the extra gravy with. That it was the great motivator. It's yeah.
I agree. And then went to Bonlair, British pub on J Street in Sacramento. We had a great dinner. Scott had fish and chips, and I had bangers, chips, and beans. We ended up sharing each of our plates, really good English style fish and chips, bangers that taste great, chips and British style beans. It was delicious. We had a great time. And also happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know beans are very British and also part of the big English breakfast. I don't know. Beans are a magical fruit. I don't know.
Okay, you don't like beans, is what you're saying.
I don't hate them, but I just don't imagine them as a hearty part of.
That's you complain you don't get enough macaroni salad. Now you get too many beans. Look at you. You're never satisfied.
That's right.
Yeah. And by the way, Stephen, thank you for the happy birthday earlier. Okay. I just want to make sure. I wasn't sure I got that in because I was, too like giggly.
Yeah. No worries. And then the bangers, the good looking bangers, some great chips. The fish looks good to me.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
I like. Thank you guys so much for sending that in. And just a reminder that Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. And if you want to learn more about that, visit sacgrs.org. Find Tom's other podcasts at squatterandjudd.com. Find my books at justkisstheguy.com. Find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Yes, Queen. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another show. A very fun episode for the most part. And some really good information, some fun stuff. And we're going to be back with you next week with even more. And it's going to be only 1 week till Labor Day. Get those costumes ready.
Costumes? What?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. So obviously he needs a nap, people. So we're going to go. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.